Let's talk about customizing colors. Here we have a template. This is a square template that we might use on Facebook. It's 1080 by 1080. And it's I've selected a background color of green, pretty much standard settings. I have an image. This is a transparent image that makes its entrance from the bottom. It has a little bit of an elastic bounce. Then we have the text that goes on top of the image. I wait until the bounce finishes and then we start the text over here, and I have that set to a matching green with a little bit of a shadow, and it's directed to stay on the stage. The last element is also text, but this is a dingbat font, and each letter represents a different house graphic, and I have that set for a text animation called Sprinkle Sonnet, and I have this all lined up for 8 seconds. So it's a quick 8-second clip. Now what I want to do is talk about the color. So how do we change the color? And let's even talk about this color. We have a green background and green text. What does that bring to mind? It may bring to mind a real estate brand. It might make you think of Better Homes and Gardens. You might say to yourself, oh, I know a Better Homes and Gardens broker, or I know a Better Homes and Gardens agent who would love this video. I'll send it to them. Well, yeah, you might. I mean, Better Homes and Gardens has a green background. But if you really want to do your job right, you're going to say, what is the right green to use? Let's go to the background for a second here. All right, we have it set at this green, but how do we know that it's not more like this green or this green? What is a Better Homes and Gardens green? You can figure that out pretty easily if you go to Google and you ask Google, what is the Better Homes and Gardens hex code? And you can see right at the top here, we have a PDF that has a lot of information about Better Homes and Gardens branding, about fonts and typefaces and colors. Now let's go and just talk about our greens for a second here, and the greens that we have in our video. In our background, when we select the general preferences, we have an RGB code, right? We have an RGB code. So we'll need to know what the RGB code is for Better Homes and Gardens. For our text here, the text is defined with a hex code. So we have two different kinds of color codes that can make it a little bit confusing, but we're going to tell you how to figure that out. So we're going to go back up to Better Homes and Gardens, and we'll do them one at a time. We'll look for the hex code first, all right? We'll look for the hex code. And we're going to go up to Better Homes and Gardens. We're going to go to this PDF, and we're going to open this. And we're here at the color, all right? We're here at colors. Let me make this a little bigger for you. And here they define the colors in both hex codes and RGB. So let's take a look at the hex code first. Right here, we're going to copy that, 339933. And we're going to insert that right here at our text, and we're going to select it and apply the setting. Looks pretty close, right? I mean, it looks very, very similar to what we had, but now we're working with the right hex code. So now, let's go back to the background, where our color is defined with an RGB number. So let's go over there. Go back to our PDF for Better Homes and Gardens, and we have our RGB code right here. I'm going to put that right into a notepad. Now I can see that it really does not correspond to the format, the code format here. Right? This green here has a different code format. So let me copy this code format from Easy Video Lab and put that into our notepad and compare. You see, you've got to be really careful when you're working with code. We have 3 different values, one for R, one for G, one for B. And then we have our R value here. We're going, instead of the 0, we're going to insert 51. And I'm going to make this 153 for the G, and then 51 for the B code, right? So I'm going to copy that, and let's see if that works for us. Yep, there we go. So now we have a video that is compliant with Better Homes and Gardens real estate color standards. And when you make your pitch to your Better Homes and Gardens broker or real estate agent, you can say, we're working with your colors. You can present colors, and that is probably something most people are not doing. Now that we know how to customize the color, let's talk about how we can customize the call to action on this video. So let's run it through. It opens with the question, thinking about buying a home. Goes off the screen, and then it opens into a call to action. Call me with your name and information. All right, so let's go back to this. We have two more text areas on this video we haven't talked about yet. One is the call to action. It's call me today. It says call today. You can say call me, you can call us. You can adjust that here. And if you do something like that, you want to adjust the type size so that it isn't so big and almost running off the page, right? You like to have a little bit of margin around the edges, top and bottom and right and left. We'll take a look at our bullet boxes, and we see our text over here. So the way the bullet boxes are set up, each line comprises a different box. We have this set up to be centered. We have a background that is white, a text that is green, and alternate text is this brownish color. That's marked right here. We have our telephone number appended by the small tilde and the lowercase a. That small snippet of code tells Easy Video Pro, make this color the alternate text color instead of the other color. I think it's a very good best practice to assign alternate text codes to telephone numbers. So we'll just put your name in here. I think it's another good best practice to use all caps with this type of a call to action. You can do whatever you like, however. We have our text inserted. We hit apply settings, and voila, we have a customized video. Now all you have to do is hit export and render a video, post it online, and you are off to the races.